Hello there, thanks for tuning into the Magnificent Speed YouTube channel. Today I'm going to rank the top 10 Rush albums. Really, my favorite 10 Rush albums. It's just my opinion. To me, Rush is one of the greatest bands ever. This is my top 10 Rush albums. Number 10, the first album by Rush, titled Rush. Rush was released March 1st, 1974. The debut album, titled Rush, reached 105 in the US, 86 in Canada. The debut album titled Rush is gold in the United States and gold in Canada. Here I have a vinyl copy right here. I love this album. It is, of course, without Neil Peart. John Rutsey did one hell of a job on the drums. Of course, you don't have the lyrics of Neil Peart, of the great Neil Peart. There's so many great songs on this. I think Alex Lifeson is the only guy who could pull off Jimmy Page licks as well as he did back then. This is early days, 1974, and of course, if you're a Rush fan, you know they had been together since 1968, at least Alex and Geddy, I believe. The songs on here: Finding My Way, Need Some Love, Take a Friend, Here Again, What You Doing, In the Mood is my least favorite song on this album. Before and After is great, and of course Working Man is just primo, right? So number 10, Rush, the first album. Number 9 for me is Grace Under Pressure. Grace Under Pressure was released April 12th, 1984. Grace Under Pressure reached number 10 in the United States, number 5 in the UK, and number 4 in Canada. Grace Under Pressure is platinum in the US, silver in the UK, and platinum in Canada. I can't seem to find my vinyl copy of Grace Under Pressure by Rush, but I love this album. It came out when I was in 8th grade. I would have been 13 years old. Distant Early Warning, After Image, Red Sector A, The Enemy Within, Part 1 of Fear, Body Electric, Kid Gloves is brilliant, Red Lenses is amazing, and Between the Wheels. Grace Under Pressure, I remember back then it was huge, but a lot of people started disliking Rush, the album before, Signals, because of the, some called it the overuse of keyboards, but I liked the keyboards, I liked the synthesizers, I thought it was brilliant. So anyways, number 9, Grace Under Pressure. Number 8, Signals. Signals was released on September 9th, 1982. Signals reached number 10 in the United States, number 3 in the UK, number 1 in Canada. Signals is platinum in the US, silver in the UK, and platinum in Canada. Signals, this was my first Rush record ever. It was given to me on my 12th birthday, and I love this album. The music critics back then would trash this album. They said, too many keyboards. It's the last album that Terry Brown produced. I absolutely love this album, and I always will. Subdivisions, brilliant. Analog Kid, come on, brilliant. Chemistry, Digital Man, amazing. The Weapon, New World Man. There was a single of New World Man. I believe that's the highest charting single by Rush in the United States. I want to say it reached number 42 or 38, I don't know, something. We also have Losing It and Countdown. I just remember getting this album. Let's take out the... It kind of had that little arcade kind of video game, kind of pixely, whatever look. A lot of people don't like this album. I love this album. I think it's just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. At number 7, Fly By Night. Fly By Night was released on February 15th, 1975. Fly By Night reached 113 in the US and reached number 9 in Canada. Fly By Night is platinum in the US and is platinum in Canada. Fly By Night is an amazing album. It's the first album with Neil. What I love too is this inside sleeve. Can you see that? I bought that as Terry Brown, the producer. Underrated. Co-producer. Rush would produce their stuff. Terry Brown basically was the co-producer from what I understand, but I think that was a match made in heaven. What I love about this inner sleeve on this though, he had all the lyrics and a little kind of like a, little sketches with the lyrics. So let's see. What about Bite Torn the Snow Dog? Great track. There's the boy, or Geddy. At least it looks like Geddy and a couple of the road crew. The songs on here, they're just awesome. Of course, Anthem is just absolutely brilliant. They just rip in that song. Best I Can, Making Memories, and then Bite Torn the Snow Dog. And then Rivendell. A lot of people hate Rivendell. I love Rivendell. Great track. Best I Can, Beneath, Between, and Behind. Making Memories. In the End. Rest in peace, Neil. This is a great album. They're still raw, just ripping with Neil. I mean, it's just amazing. Number 6, Caress of Steel. Caress of Steel was released on September 24th, 1975. Caress of Steel reached number 148 in the United States and number 60 in Canada. Caress of Steel is gold in the United States and gold in Canada. Caress of Steel, here's the cover. There's the back. When I watch ranking of albums, and when it comes to Rush, Caress of Steel seems to always get a low ranking. This is one of my favorite Rush albums. Everybody's different. I love this album. Anyways, you could tell it's early days. Got the vinyl from back in the day. Got Getty right there with the Rickenbacker. Got the lyrics. I do love this album. I think it's a great album. I enjoy it quite a bit. There's one song that I do not like on this album. One song. And that is I Think I'm Going Bald. That was written by Geddy Lee. And it just does not fit in the album. And when I was a kid, I was always like, skip to the next CDs, skip, and so on. Let's go through it. Side 1, Bastille Day. I Think I'm Going Bald. Skip that one. Then you have Lakeside Park. Great song, amazing song. And then you have The Necromancer, which is brilliant. It's like a three-part song. And then on side 2, it's like one song, but in that one song, you have In the Valley, you have Didex and Narpets, which is a drum solo. No One at the Bridge has this mesmerizing guitar intro with the sound of the ocean. And then you have Panacea. I love that song. Then I don't know how to pronounce this, Bacchus Plateau. And then you have The Fountain of Lamneth. I thought I would be singing, but I'm tired, out of breath. The whole second side is called The Fountain of Lamneth. And I don't know if that's supposed to be the fountain. But again, Caress of Steel. I think this is the one that made the record label say, one more album like this and you guys are gone. But to me, it's a brilliant album. It's kind of like the beginning of their more sci-fi, fantasy kind of direction, I think. So anyways, great album. Number 6, Caress of Steel. Number 5, A Farewell to Kings. A Farewell to Kings. A Farewell to Kings was released on September 1st, 1977. A Farewell to Kings reached number 33 in the United States, number 22 in the UK, and number 11 in Canada. A Farewell to Kings is platinum in the United States, gold in the UK, and platinum in Canada. Let's get a shot. Let's get the king. There's the king. Kingdom destroyed. Puppets on a string, yeah. And then you got, they're looking very pleasant and happy. This album, I believe, was recorded in Wales. Side 1 of Farewell to Kings, the intro is just brilliant. Of course, brilliant lyrics again. Xanadu, I know that's a big song for them. One of my least favorite songs on here. Still, I love it. Closer to the Heart. I read that they were going to call this album Closer to the Heart. Cinderella Man, I didn't know, but it was released as a single as well, Cinderella Man. Of course, we have Madrigal. I loved Cinderella Man and Madrigal. And Cygnus X1, Book 1, The Voyage. It was the introduction into the next album, which is a brilliant album too. I love A Farewell to Kings. Number 4 for me is the epic 2112. 2112. 2112 was released April 1st, 1976. 2112 reached number 61 in the United States and number 5 in Canada. 2112 is 3 times platinum in the United States, gold in the United Kingdom, and 2 times platinum in Canada. So, you know, when I got into Rush, Moving Pictures was out. The kids that I knew that were into Rush before that, they would always say 2112. I was like, I had no idea what they were talking about. But of course, I ended up buying it not long after and just was like, wow. There's the lads. There we go. The lyrics, the depth. Man, this album is so brilliant. I mean, it's hard to rank these. Of course, you have the first side, 2112, and then you have side 2, which is just brilliant. Passage to Bangkok. The Twilight Zone. Lessons. Lyrics were written by Alex Lifeson on Lessons. Tears, where the lyrics were written by Geddy Lee. So you got Geddy and Alex still kind of chipping into that, writing the lyrics. And I think they realized, like, you know what, let's just let Neil do it. I think one of the most underrated songs by them is Something for Nothing. I mean, it is just epic. It's just absolutely brilliant. And what was brilliant about buying vinyl, of course, back then, the reading everything, there was so much to learn and read. And I'm so glad that they would put so much information on the vinyl. Number 4 is 2112. Number 3, for me, it's the first album I ever heard by Rush, and I think this album is about as perfect as you could get, is Moving Pictures. Moving Pictures. Moving Pictures was released February 12th, 1981. Moving Pictures reached number 3 in the United States, number 3 in the UK, and number 1 in Canada. Moving Pictures is 4 times platinum in the US, silver in the UK, and 4 times platinum in Canada. Everybody knows Moving Pictures, that's their biggest album. Here's an inside sleeve. You had Geddy up top. And if you notice, Geddy changed to a Fender jazz bass. You got Neil just like ripping. And of course you got Alex just ripping too. They're all just so talented, just such brilliant players. This album changed my life. My stepbrother, who was 3 years older than me, had a dubbed copy. One day we were working in the backyard in the garden, and the tape played all the way through, and it just changed my life. Mind you, I was 10 years old at the time when this came out, and when I heard the whole album, I just was hooked. I had to learn more. I had to hear more from them. So of course, Tom Sawyer, brilliant. Red Barchetta is my favorite song on this album. YYZ, their best. YYZ, one of the best rock instrumentals ever. Limelight, brilliant. Camera Eye, brilliant. Maybe the weakest song on this though. Witch Hunt is just amazing. Just read the lyrics. Vital Signs, I always love Vital Signs. So number 3, Moving Pictures. Number 2, Permanent Waves. Permanent Waves. Permanent Waves was released on January 14th, 1980. Permanent Waves reached number 4 in the United States, number 3 in the UK, and number 3 in Canada. Permanent Waves is platinum in the United States, gold in the UK, and platinum in Canada. I say it's a perfect album. I love this album, and it's just perfect to me. Here's the back. You have Neil up top, and you got Geddy, and you got Alex down there. Yeah, I just love this album. Let's see. I mean, every song on here is just absolutely brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant. There's a little inside, all the lyrics, of course. Here's some great pictures on the inside. Of course, you got Alex, Neil, Geddy. Yeah, it looks like he has his Rickenbacker still. So I don't know if he used his Rickenbacker. If you're just learning about Rush, I say start with Permanent Waves. Let's go through the songs. Side 1, The Spirit of Radio. I mean, come on. Free Will is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. So you have Spirit of Radio, Free Will, and Jacob's Ladder were the first side, and they were just absolutely smashing. Side 2, you had Entre Nous, Different Strings, and Natural Science. Oh, just amazing. And I remember seeing them live later when I was older, and they kind of They would play always like Free Will, Spirit of Radio, and I remember them playing Natural Science. I can't remember if I've seen them play Jacob's Ladder, maybe. I saw them live about 5 or 6 times. Geddy Lee played the Rick. That's why I played the Rick too. Can I play like Geddy? No. And at number 1, Hemispheres. Hemispheres. Hemispheres was released on October 29th, 1978. Hemispheres reached number 47 in the United States, number 14 in the UK, and number 14 in Canada. Hemispheres is platinum in the United States, silver in the UK, and platinum in Canada. Hemispheres is my favorite Rush album. There's the back. Inside of the vinyl, at least from back in the day. Got Geddy, Neil, and Alex. All the great lyrics, all the information. To me, this is the greatest Rush album of all time. I love Cygnus X1, the first side of the album. From beginning to end, it's just absolutely brilliant. And side 2 is just so epic. You have Circumstances, The Trees, one of my all-time favorite Rush songs, and La Via Strangiato, probably my favorite instrumental ever in rock and roll. So this is my number 1 album, and everybody differs. I know a lot of people love Moving Pictures, and I do too, and they love 2112, but to me, Hemispheres is the greatest Rush album. Okay.